Coming up on NBC 26 today, messy winter commute. We have the latest updates on road conditions and school closings.
Plus, a family in mourning after a 2-month-old baby dies from alleged abuse.
And a temporary fix. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill end the nearly 3-day government shutdown, but have less than 3 weeks to reach another deal. All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Brooke Haves.
I'm Shane Gustafson.
All right, it's a slippery, slushy start to your morning after a big storm blew through.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on the road conditions this morning. We have meteorologist Gino Recchia. He's in Kewanee. Our Emily Byers is in Marinette. But first, let's go to meteorologist Michael Fish with the first look at your forecast. Good morning, Fish.
Good morning, guys. And we're not quite done with the wintry precip this morning on the backside of a low pressure that's been tracking off to our east. 28 degrees, so we're below freezing. So those of you who saw mainly rain yesterday, that's starting to freeze its way over. And not only that, look at the radar here. We're still dealing with some light snow in spots, and embedded in that, some freezing drizzle, so be aware of that. Is the road crews just starting to get out there and starting to clean out the main roads, some of the secondary roads as well. You see this, now it's actually pretty light out there, but still we do have some light snow falling, going right along 43, 41 as well. And then towards Cribbett, Shawano, some light snow falling there, with some freezing drizzle embedded. So just watch it with some slippery roads and spots. Now, of course, north of 29, that's where we've seen most of the snow. To the south, of course, there's a lot of rain, but that's frozen its way on over. Now, Skycast, as far as this morning wintry mix, as we go through the morning hours, it slowly is going to end from northwest to southeast. And then as we go into the afternoon, we start to see a little bit more sunshine. Another downfall with today, it is going to be quite blustery out there, but all temperatures now below freezing. It's 29 in Fond du Lac. Got Manitowoc, Kewanee at 27, 24 in Mountain. So any sort of that liquid that was on the ground has frozen pretty much over, and now a little light snow and freezing drizzle falling on top of that. Now remember, I did say it's going to be blustery today, so we do have a wind chill of what feels like 16 in Appleton, 15 Oshkosh and Manitowoc. So the rest of your day today, we start off with that light wintry mix, some snow, some freezing drizzle. That gradually comes to an end. Then the sun comes out a little bit, going up to a high of 30 degrees. You guys, I'm going to let you know how long we'll stay quiet, and we're going to make it back into the 40s coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. Let's take a look at our road conditions right now. Here's a live look at the DOT's winter road conditions map.
Yeah, as you can see, northeast Wisconsin has 3 different colors listed on this map. You can see Door County there has red on the map, which means those roadways, Highway 57 and 42, are ice covered. Now from Green Bay down through Appleton, down through Oshkosh and Fond du Lac, those are listed as pink, which means slippery stretches, as well as Highway 29 there out to Sheboygan. The rest of northeast Wisconsin is listed as blue, which means those roadways are snow covered. There is nothing in northeast Wisconsin listed as green right now, which would mean good winter driving.
Dangerous conditions out there, and our meteorologist Gino Recchia is live this morning in Kewanee.
Yeah, he's tracking a band of snow and sleet right now, and he continues our team coverage.
Good morning, guys. Yes, I am live right now just outside of downtown Kewanee, and like Mike Fish was saying, and as you were talking about the road conditions map, it is icy. Yesterday we had a bit of rainfall, then we had some freezing drizzle as those temperatures came down below the freezing mark, and the main roadways we were driving here, they're okay, but it's the side streets, the sidewalks, that's the issue. And I'll just have my cameraman kind of follow me around. This sidewalk here, it's all slippery. You can just see me doing the salsa right now. There's a nice thin glaze of ice, and if you're walking on these sidewalks this morning, you have to be careful because you could slip and fall. Jeremy, my cameraman, he almost slipped and made a complete wipeout trying to get his headphones from the car. So you got to take it easy. Good idea for some of the folks, residents, put some salt on the sidewalks, especially for those that have high level of walking traffic, because we still have a couple more hours of this light freezing drizzle before all of this ends. But in terms of any reduced visibilities, it's okay. We're fine. It's just this light mist that continues on for the next couple of hours. We'll keep you updated and keep you connected live just outside of downtown Kewanee. Meteorologist Gino Recchia will send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Gino. And for those driving out in the ice, drive slow and be defensive. If you do go into the ditch, stay in your car and call 911 for help. AAA also recommends putting together an emergency kit for your car. They also suggest topping off your fluids, check your windshield wipers, and always watch out for brake lights in icy conditions. All right, let's go now to our Emily Byers. She is in Marinette County.
Yeah, she's continuing our team coverage this morning. And Emily, what are you seeing out there today?
Hey guys, Good morning, everyone. Now we're here in the downtown area in Peshtigo, and we are seeing, actually, if you take a quick look over there, you can see we've got a plow over there. We've been seeing them all over in this area. They're doing a great job. You can see right there, they're pushing snow. That's off on a side road, actually, which was pretty snow covered when we were over there. And if you take a look at this road right here, this is kind of one of the main routes through Peshtigo. And this area is really well plowed. We've been seeing them throwing salt out there. So this road seems to be pretty good. I know we just heard Gino talking about the sidewalks here, and actually we have the kind of the same situation. Walking over here, totally fine. Can't even see that. And it's pretty slick right there. So you got to be careful. Make sure that you're taking a look for that and watching for it. Another thing, too, if you see over here, we've got a huge snow pile here. This was put over here by a contracted plow. We saw them kind of getting this all put over here together. And you got to make sure that you're careful when you're out there shoveling, because this is that kind we were talking about yesterday with that heart attack snow. Make sure that you lift with your leg, not your back, and just be safe out there. We'll send it back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Emily. Now, last night, snow and rain creating some dangerous conditions in Peshtigo, as Emily was saying. Crews were out all day making sure the roads are safe for drivers. The warmer temperatures melting some snow, creating icy, slick streets. Workers are reminding drivers and walkers to take it easy.
The icy roads, watching for other drivers if they're going to stop in time or not. A lot of people just they slide right through the intersections.
But this is wet, heavy snow. It is going to pull your car all over. It's not going to be able to let you go where you want to go. So your speed's going to have a factor in that. Take it slow, give the plows plenty of room to work.
And crews say they'll still be out this morning salting and clearing the roads. Another helpful resource is our Storm Shield app. It's inexpensive and available for your smartphone device. You can find it in your app store. Well, an 8.2 magnitude earthquake has been detected in the Gulf of Alaska, about 175 miles southeast of Kodiak. The U.S. Geological Survey says the quake had a depth of about 6 miles. A tsunami warning is also in effect for southern Alaska, and a tsunami watch is in effect for Washington, Oregon, and California.
So you guys, I am getting reports of aftershocks with that earthquake as well. Those are these multiple circles here. Depth, I mean, it's not that deep, but it's not that shallow either. But either way, you've got those tsunami warnings going for the coast of Alaska. So that's a big earthquake when you have magnitudes in the 8s. Now, bringing it back home here in Wisconsin, we're still dealing with some light snow in spots and some patchy freezing drizzle. So be aware of that. As far as the salt crews, I've seen a lot of them out on the main highways this morning, but still, we're not done with that wintry precipitation. None of this is heavy, and it's slowly working its way on through. Slowly, it will come to an end as the morning goes on. As Skycast is showing, slowly, as we go through the mid to late morning hours, that's out of here. And then a little bit of sunshine for you as we go through the afternoon. Not going to feel that nice because it will be blustery out there. With current temps, everyone's below freezing. So those of you who saw the rain yesterday, it's pretty much freezing over now. 28 in Oshkosh, same with Sheboygan, same with Green Bay, 26 in Oconto. Let's factor in the winds. We've got wind chills this morning that feel like 15 Oshkosh, 15 Manitowoc. I know we've seen worse, but still, it still feels chilly out there. Your high temperature today, not that bad, 30 degrees. It will feel colder. We're getting done with this morning mixture. You guys, I'm going to let you know how long we stay quiet and when we make it into the 40s coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. 2 suspects appeared in court on homicide charges for allegedly killing a man outside of a tavern in Fond du Lac. Jesse Schultz and Devin Newman were charged with being a party to murder. This after the body of Logan Foster was found across from the Press Box Tavern in a vacant parking lot back in September last year off Forest Avenue. In court, the 2 men had their bonds set at $1 million cash, no contact with each other or Foster's family.
Police in Two Rivers blame the death of a baby on child abuse. 22-year-old Matthew Brown Edwards is now behind bars for the death. Police were called to our north side apartment last Wednesday. When they arrived, the infant had no pulse and was not breathing. They were able to resuscitate the baby, taking it to a hospital where it later died. Well, the government is open again this morning, and hundreds of thousands of federal workers are heading back to work, but lawmakers still have a lot ahead of them. President Trump signed a short-term spending bill last night. It funds the government until February 8th. Congress has until then to pass a long-term deal. The president tweeted that the bill is a big win for Republicans and said Democrats caved.
No way the Democrats caved. I think the Democrats got a better deal than people expected.
President Trump's unwillingness to compromise caused the Trump shutdown and brought us to this moment. The facts are well known.
And Republican leaders say they want the president to have a more active role in immigration negotiations. After yesterday's Senate vote, the president met with Republican senators and 2 Democrats from Republican-controlled states to talk immigration. Now here in Wisconsin, the news to end the shutdown has thousands of employees headed back to their jobs soon.
NBC26's Eric Kress spoke with a professor about what this temporary shutdown ultimately tells us about our leaders in Washington.
TSA agents still made sure our airports were safe and Social Security checks continued to be issued. But in light of the first government shutdown in about 5 years, this act by government leaders really screams about the political divide here in America. Back in 2013, about 40% of the federal workforce was furloughed during the government shutdown. Now that act left thousands of federal employees in Wisconsin without work, without pay. Now they were essentially the victims of the government's shortcomings on making a deal. We spoke to a political science expert from Northeast Wisconsin who says the divide between ideologies of Republicans and Democrats continues to grow.
And all of this reflects the political polarization of the whole nation. There's a lot of evidence that the people have become somewhat more divided. The Democrats and Republicans see the world differently, have different sources of information, do not trust one another, do not like one another. And what we're seeing in Congress really is a kind of microcosm of the whole country.
Many political experts did predict it would only take a few days to reopen the federal government. Now, by doing so, both parties will avoid an onslaught of negative news regarding how the government shutdown really impacted Americans' lives. Keeping you connected, I'm Eric Kress with NBC26.
All right, thanks, Eric. Now, police in De Pere are investigating a new scam that aims to get access to people's cloud storage accounts. They say someone's Facebook was hacked, then the suspect asked friends of the victim for access to use their email accounts. Police say the suspect's main goal is to get photos from victims via their iCloud or Google Photos accounts.
What it looks like they're doing is they're targeting juvenile females, hoping that maybe there's some compromising photographs in those devices. If not, they've actually used some bribery, bribing them to and threatening them to get additional photos, additional information, and just trying to get what they can.
And officers also have some tips for you to protect yourself from this scam. Never provide passwords or access to personal accounts. Always use strong passwords and verify any info requests in person or on the phone. Well, still ahead, an adorable addition to the new zoo. More details about these super cute penguin chicks.
If you haven't learned how to ice skate yet, today would be a good day. We got very icy conditions and snow plows are clearing the roads.
All right, thanks for being with us this morning. You now have the chance to see the baby African penguins at the new zoo. Take a look. This chick is now 17 days old. Its activities range from eating and sleeping, and new zoo curators say the reason these guys were brought in is to expand the declining population of the African penguins. Artificial nests were created, and the chicks even have foster parents Doodle and Gilligan. Staff members say they're trying their best to mimic how their parents would feed them, and so far it's going well.
Their parents feed them regurgitated fish. The baby asks, just like this little guy's doing right here, basically puts its head up inside the parent's mouth, and the parent is then able to feed it. So I'm not willing to go quite that far to chew up fish, and so we blend up the formula and then use a syringe to feed the baby.
All right, and if you'd like to catch a glimpse, Carmen recommends stopping by at 11 a.m. during feeding time. Those staff members will try to feed the chicks in front of the window at the nutrition center. All right, we're now seeing some school closures for today due to the slippery road conditions.
Yeah, there's 3 so far here in Northeast Wisconsin. Marinette schools are on a 2-hour delay. There is no AM 4K. And the same goes through the Peshtigo School District, along with no early childhood program, and the Wabeno School District is also on a 2-hour delay.
So this all makes sense. Farther to the north, that's where they saw the most snow, so they're doing the most cleanup. But we're not done with the wintry mix yet, but it's nothing like we saw yesterday, okay? So not that intense, but still outside. It's on the backside of a strong low pressure system, and you can see it here pulling its way away, but still on the backside of it, we do have, of course, just a little bit of a wintry mix. that's going to be working its way on through for part of the morning. It's not going to last all day like it was yesterday with the rain to the south and the snow to the north, but still you can see it here. Kind of a break around the Fox Cities, Green Bay, but there's a little bit more on the way. Now, currently in the Fox Valley, 28 degrees, so all of us have dropped below freezing. Because of that, all the rain that we saw in the valley is freezing over, and we've seen a little bit of light snow and freezing drizzle. Winds out of the north 18. It's going to be a blustery day. So here's kind of the wider view. Here's that bit of a lull, but a little bit more of a wintry mix on the way. It's showing up as blue and white, but still I've been outside and I can see that there's a little bit of freezing drizzle embedded in this as well. So here's Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, Manitowoc, Calumet, Winnebago counties. Kind of that lull for a little bit of you as far as Sheboygan. You're seeing just a bit more of this light snow, but there is more on the way towards Anago. Shawano right now seeing some light snow and freezing drizzle. So Green Bay, it's working our way as well. Skycast showing that. Here's a little bit of light snow here, that lull, then a little bit more going to rotate, pivot its way on through as we head through the morning. That moves on out of here in the late morning hours, and then a little bit of sunshine for you then for the rest of the day. Now, temperatures are key because I know a lot of you, especially south of 29, you saw that rain yesterday, and it's starting to freeze its way over. It's 28 Appleton, 27 Kewanee, Manitowoc. We got Green Bay at 28 degrees. To the north, you've seen more snow, that insulation over the ground. Bring down those temps. We got 20 degrees in Anago. Now, the wind chills, again, it's going to be blustery today, so we've got a wind chill of what feels like 14 in Green Bay, 15 in Manitowoc. Again, as you clean up off to the north, feels like 11 in Menominee. As far as satellite and radar, there goes that low pressure system. Still a little bit of lift on the backside of this, but eventually our weather quiets down for several days around here. Now, Skycast, there we are on the backside of the low. Any sort of that wintry mix going to move on out. And then as we go through the afternoon, we're going to see a little bit of sunshine. As far as the nighttime hours here, we're going to keep it quiet as well. It's going to get a little bit chilly, but not as cold as we've been as parts of this winter. And then for tomorrow, increasing clouds during the day, but it looks like we should keep it quiet. So today, 30 degrees, that morning mix going to come to an end, otherwise blustery today. I think that's really what you're going to notice as we head through the afternoon. Now for tonight, increasing clouds, but see the temperatures getting a little bit cooler, but at least it's above 0, 8 degrees. And then for tomorrow, less wind. That is the key. 25 degrees should keep it quiet for the most part, partly to mostly cloudy. Thursday, 31. Look at the 40s coming back for Friday into Saturday. Very slight chances of a little bit of precip on Saturday and Monday. But those are a couple cool fronts rolling its way on through. But this morning, you guys, just watching out there, we have some slippery spots with the rain that fell and froze over, and now a wintry mix of some freezing drizzle, light snow, but that ends as we head through the morning.
So definitely take it easy, especially on those sidewalks. It seems like those are a problem area.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right, still ahead, it's threatening parts of Japan. The latest on an active volcano as the rescue effort continues. Stay with us.
Well, thanks for being with us. We have another school delay to talk about this morning.
All right, the Okano School District is now on a 2-hour delay. Marinette, Peshtigo, and Wabeno schools are all also on a 2-hour delay. There's also no morning 4K or early childhood programs at Peshtigo, Marinette, and Okano schools. Be sure to keep following the bottom of your screen as more delays and closings are rolling through this morning.
And of course, we're continuing to track those wintry conditions. We have meteorologist Gino Recchia. He's live this morning in Kewanee.
And he's tracking a band of snow and sleet right now. He continues our team coverage.
Good morning, guys. Yes, right now in Kewanee, boy, the winds are really whipping out of the northeast, and right now the precipitation type is a light freezing drizzle. That's not good news, and it's one of the rare occasions where it's almost better to walk on the snowpack versus the sidewalks, because these sidewalks, we'll just take a look at it here, it is very, very icy. You could almost ice skate. Literally, you could ice skate. I mean, just look how I'm just moving, just sliding my legs. If you do not know how to dance like I do not know how to dance, great way to learn to do a little bit of some salsa, mango dancing. I don't even know what else. But what I do want to say is you got to be careful. The road crews, they've been doing an okay job. I just saw a couple plows come through. They have to put a very thick coating of salt because this mist can cause a lot of black ice, and it looks like they're doing a pretty good job and staying on top of the main roads. We drove here, we had no problems of any black ice, but these sidewalks, any untreated roads, that's what the issue is this morning. So be safe if you're planning on perhaps walking to work, or if you're just planning to do a little walk this morning. But right now, keeping you connected live in Kewanee, meteorologist Gino Recchia will send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Gino, for that unique perspective on the icy sidewalks. Hopefully, Fish is doing better out on the weather deck this morning.
Are you dancing out there this morning, Fish?
I'm a better dancer than Gino. All right. No, it is. He's right. I do have a coating of ice here because remember, a lot of us south of 29, all it did was rain for the most part, and now it's frozen on over. Now, I'm in Green Bay. There is this little bit of a lull going on right now, but we're not quite done with that wintry precipitation. I do have off to the north and west, a little bit more on the way, but there's that lull also going through Winnebago County, parts of Fond du Lac and Green Lake, now getting closer to Green Bay. This is what I'm talking about, just a little bit more on the way. I know it looks a little bit more moderate, but it's not. I'm just watching a couple flurries here. And as this moves on out, things will improve as we head throughout the day. One thing that won't, though, you guys, we're going to keep around the blustery winds all day. So as you do clean up, at least your salt is going to work pretty well because the temperatures are okay. But we're not done. It's still, I'm watching these few flurries out here, but right now, looking out on 172, as far as the traffic, it's moving okay. Secondary streets probably not as good, but they're cleaning those up as we speak.
All right, thank you so much, Fish.
Yep.
All right, in Japan, at least one person is dead after a volcano eruption and avalanche. It happened at a ski resort northwest of Tokyo. The numbers are changing. The AP reports 9 are hurt, but the BBC says it's at least 14, including one person who's in critical condition. The BBB also reports a Japanese soldier was killed and that nearly 80 skiers are trapped on a hill. Police initially reported one person missing and then said that was not the case after all. All right, still to come, a community comes together to solve homelessness, and we take a closer look at one Oshkosh man doing just that. You're watching NBC 26 today. Thanks for being with us this morning. We're continuing our monthly series focusing on homelessness in Northeast Wisconsin.
This week, we'll meet a man from Oshkosh who was homeless but is now taking his experience to help his community. Our Emily Byer reports.
Miguel Cruz says he came to the Oshkosh area from Stevens Point to get a fresh start.
When I moved here and saw my sister open up her doors and said that I could stay with her for a period of time, and she didn't kick me out. It was my choice to move out. I wanted to be on my own.
Out on his own, he found a place he believed he could call home.
Saw a good deal for a room. Somebody was renting a room, really good deal. But then sometimes good deals come with extra baggage, and it was uncomfortable. I didn't feel safe.
When it fell through, he says his faith helped guide him through the tough times.
I think I was just walking past and I stopped in. I didn't know what the place was. I thought it was a hotel.
Father Carr's place to be is many things to many people.
The organization focuses on helping the poor and provides multiple services as a food pantry, free health clinic, housing, and a faith-based learning to help those struggling to get by.
I felt like I was staying with family. Like they really cared for me, mentored. They showed me some of the resources in town that could help me get on my feet.
And the blessings, Miguel says, began to follow.
I mean, the bike only lasted for about a month before it broke, but it was a blessing to have that because it got me through 2 paychecks and started moving me towards getting my own place.
Miguel says he saved every penny he made working at a restaurant before getting back out on his own, but now he's focusing on helping others.
You know, he's just blossoming, and we just happened to be there at the right time, at the right place. And so he's special. He came back and did some physical fitness classes for us. He cuts the guys' haircuts.
That same dedication pouring over into a future career and business.
I basically quit and then started the business the same day.
Miguel started the Sample the City project.
Exclusively 100% locally owned businesses. And then we also raise money for local nonprofits.
Miguel says he hopes more awareness and funds collected with Sample the City can bring the same hope for someone experiencing homelessness.
Have faith, pray, and wake up early and do something good with your day.
In Oshkosh, Emily Byer, NBC 26.
And the books can be purchased at local businesses in Oshkosh. When you buy a book, half of the profits go towards charities in the community.
All right, we are getting reports, of course, of many delays around the area because of the cleanup probably going on. Anything that's falling as far as light snow or light freezing drizzle is light, so that's not really the main problem. But a lot of us, of course, saw that snow and then that mixed precipitation froze on over. So we're doing some cleanup with that, throwing down the salt. You notice this bit of a lull here through parts of the area, but still snowing lightly through parts of Manitowoc, Sheboygan, Fond du Lac counties. This lull right along 41, but we are seeing just a little bit more mixed precipitation. I did see a little bit of freezing drizzle out there before. Here's some light snow and freezing drizzle going right along 29. So we're not quite done with that mixed precipitation yet. Skycast showing that, but as we go through the morning hours, it's going to move on out of here. Then we're going to quiet things down besides the blustery winds and some sunshine for this afternoon. Current temps, again, with anything that was liquid on the ground, it's frozen over because now we're below freezing. Oshkosh 28, same with Green Bay. And I did say it's blustery out there. So you're going to have a wind chill. What feels like right now a 15 in Manitowoc, 20 in Shawano. We'll keep those wind chills down all day, but at least they'll be above zero. So that light wintry mix in spots this morning going to come to an end. Then a little bit of sunshine this afternoon going up to 30 degrees. Now, in the forecast over the next couple of days, we're eventually going to make it to 40. I'm going to let you know when that happens in our next half hour. Stay with us.
All right, thanks for being with us. Kind of a sketchy morning outside weather-wise.
Cold, snowy, kind of in some places.
Yeah, it's a wintry mix, and I don't think it's about really what's falling so much right now. It's about what happened yesterday. And then the temperatures have dropped back below freezing, so we've refrozen some of that water that's been on the ground. We're not quite done with the wintry mix of precipitation yet because we're just getting rid of this low, and on the back side of it, still some light wintry mix. It's not just snow. I'll get to that in a second. 28 degrees, so we've dropped the temperature below freezing. So those of you who saw that rain yesterday, it's freezing over. Look at the wind, 22 miles per hour. It is going to be blustery today. So here's a couple batches of light snow and a little bit of light freezing drizzle, and then just kind of a break in here. Let's start with the south. We got like Fond du Lac County, parts of Sheboygan, Manitowoc, some light snow and some light freezing drizzle. This bit of a lull, but we have a little bit more on the way from the north and west. Going right along 29 right now, 141. So just be aware of that as you head out the door, but eventually this is going to move its way on out as we head through the morning hours. Skycast showing it. There it goes. And then into the afternoon, the sun going to start to peek out, but it's still going to be blustery out there. So these temperatures back below freezing again. 26 Oconto, 27 Manitowoc, Kewaunee, and 28 in Oshkosh. With wind chills, we're going to have this all day, but at least they'll be above zero for the most part. 13, that's what it feels like in Appleton, and 14 in Green Bay. So the rest of your day, that light wintry mix this morning in spots going to come to an end. Then a dry afternoon with a little bit of sunshine, high of 30 degrees. Guys, I'm going to let you know exactly when we start to see 40-degree temperatures in the forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. Now let's take a look at those road conditions right now. Here's a live look at the DOT's winter road conditions map.
Now, as you can see, northeast Wisconsin is seeing the colors red, blue, and pink across this map here. In Door County, you're seeing that red, which means those roads, Highway 57 and 42, are ice covered at this time. From Green Bay all the way down through Appleton, Oshkosh, Fond du Lac on Highway 41 there, those are listed as pink, which means those are slippery stretches. And the rest of northeast Wisconsin is listed as blue, which means those major highways are snow covered. There is no green on this map, which would signify good winter driving.
And our meteorologist Gino Recchia has spent the morning in Kewaunee.
Yeah, he's tracking a band of snow and sleet right now, and he continues our live team coverage.
Good morning, guys. Yes, just outside of downtown Kewaunee. And if I had a kite that was attached to me, I would be sliding away. Now you're asking, why would I be sliding away? It's because of this black ice, this thin glaze of ice right down here. Now, this mostly occurred late last night. And now temperatures have fallen. We had a little bit of a light mist, some rain that froze on the sidewalks, also the tree limbs. Now, it's a good thing that we don't have a lot of ice accumulation because these winds, I don't know if you can even pick it up on the microphone, they're howling out of the northeast between 15 to 25 miles per hour, and we got gusts as much as 30. So if we had an ice storm with these wind gusts, those tree limbs would come down crashing on power lines and we'd have power outages. But if you heard already, we do have some school delays, and part of the reason why is because of this thin glaze of ice. Road crews, they're trying to do their best, but right now they have been impacting the main roadways. Main roadways, they're fine, but the side streets, the sidewalks, that is where the salt still needs to be applied. So be careful, be safe this morning, but keeping you connected and live in Kewaunee, meteorologist Gino Recchia will send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you so much, Gino. And with what he just said, for those of you who have to head out on the ice this morning, drive slow and be defensive. If you do happen to go into the ditch, stay in your car and call 911 for help. AAA also recommends putting together an emergency kit for your car. They also suggest topping off your fluids, check your windshield wipers, and always watch out for brake lights in icy conditions. All right, let's go now to our Emily Beyer. She is in Marinette County.
And she's continuing our team coverage. Emily, how's it going out there?
Hey guys, good morning everyone. We are just off the highway here, I-41, just off the Peshtigo exit. Now you can see here we're on a road which a lot of people use to travel out to the highway. This is what we're standing on right now is Dolan Avenue, and this is French Street, which they're traveling towards the highway. And now we're off on this side road here, and you can see this is complete ice. The main road wasn't too bad. I know just on the drive up here, it was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little rough. We were kind of driving on one side, which was had some icy patches, and the other side was completely snow covered, so you do got to watch for that. Again, their plows are out right now. They're working to get everything salted, but there are some areas that are still pretty slick, so you definitely need to watch for that. Fish, we'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Emily. And if you notice behind her, there was a lot more snow than the Fox Cities, where currently in the Fox Cities, it's 27 degrees, so that's below freezing. So all of that liquid that fell yesterday, and mainly the form of rain, is now frozen over. Now we're seeing a light wintry mix of some light snow, some patchy freezing drizzle, but there's kind of a lull even towards Appleton, but you see another batch of some light snow and some light freezing drizzle working its way on in. Here's a look farther to the north with some light snow. Now, none of this is heavy, but it's still just enough as we try to clean things up to just throw that light glaze down again of maybe some light ice or some light snow. But the salt is going to work okay because of the temperatures. I'll get to that in a second. But SkyCast showing that batch of precipitation slowly moving on out of here as the morning moves on. Any accumulation now should be fairly light. And on the back side of this, we'll watch as we go into the afternoon. Here comes the sun again. So current temps, we got 28 in Oshkosh. Everybody now is below freezing, and that's a lot of you who saw mainly rain yesterday. So that's been freezing on over. With wind chills, as you go to throw down some salt this morning, feels like 13 Appleton and 14 in Green Bay. So your high temperature, 30 degrees, that morning wintry mix coming to an end, then a little bit of sunshine for you guys. I'm going to let you know when we're going to do some melting around here coming up.
All right, thanks, Fish. Well, in other news this morning, the federal government shutdown is over.
Lawmakers in Washington are working out a deal for now, setting up another deadline in 3 weeks. Tracy Potts has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Brooke and Shane, we now have a new deadline of February 8th to deal with the budget and keep the government open. The president made that official overnight while tweeting that Democrats caved and he plans to work on the military and border security. With the stroke of the president's pen, the federal government reopens today with a 3-week budget for now and a commitment to finding a solution for Dreamers next month.
This immigration debate will have a level playing field at the outset and an amendment process that is fair to all sides.
What changed? Democrats decided to trust a Republican promise.
While this procedure will not satisfy everyone on both sides, it's a way forward.
The yeas are 81, the nays are 18.
But nearly 24 Democrats voted no, skeptical the DACA immigration deal will happen before a March deadline.
It is extremely difficult when you have a president that you don't know where he is on any given day.
The White House says the president is all in on immigration.
A big priority for this administration is making sure we address this program in its entirety, not just that one piece of it.
Federal employees are relieved the shutdown is over.
I need the money for my bills.
Some bracing for another standoff.
We're going to be back to the same situation, which is ridiculous.
Crisis averted, but only for 3 weeks. This deal also extends children's health insurance for 6 years and temporarily gets rid of some taxes under the Affordable Care Act. In Washington, Tracy Potts, NBC26.
All right, thanks, Tracy. Still to come, the epidemic rages on as the flu continues making us sick. The urgent message doctors want you to know.
And calling it a career, Neil Diamond says he's retiring. His message to fans. Stay with us.
All right, 70s icon Neil Diamond says he's retiring from concert touring as he battles Parkinson's disease. He's canceled dates in Australia and New Zealand. The 76-year-old says he will continue to write, record, and pursue new projects. In a statement, Diamond praised fans, saying, quote, "This ride has been so good, so good, so good, thanks to you."
Well, local pharmacists say now is the time to get your flu shot. Even though the flu is widespread in 49 states, experts say the peak could come in February or March. The pharmacy at Shopko in Ashwaubenon has seen an increase of patients getting the shot. They give out 10 flu shots at one location over the weekend. Experts say there are advantages to getting the vaccine at a pharmacy.
Usually it takes a lot less time to get it done. You just have to fill out a form, and the prescription is treated like you would treat a prescription for a patient that comes in to get a refill. Pharmacists administer the shot right away.
No appointments are necessary. Pharmacists also say even though the first line of defense is getting the flu shot, good hygiene is also equally important.
You know, with that really cold rain yesterday and all that wind,
That's not good for
Yeah, no,
That's not good
not
for
at all.
anyone's health.
if you were outside and you didn't have a waterproof jacket, boy, were you kind of shivering.
I was one of them. It was bad.
It definitely was. Now, things a lot better today, you guys, but we're not quite done with the wintry precipitation. This is what I'm talking about, that strong low pressure system slowly working its way to the east. And we're on the back side of it, and anything that's falling is light, but we're not quite done. You see it right here. I'll get to that in a second, but currently in Green Bay, the visibility is all right. 28 degrees, but look at the wind, 22 miles per hour. It's going to be a blustery day today. See our wind chill, 14. So precipitation, here's the backside of the low. We got two batches of precip right here and right here. There's kind of a lull going along Highway 41 right now, but let's get a little bit closer with this. Now, I know it's showing up as all blues here. Now, that indicates that it would be all in the form of snow, but I've just been outside. We were watching Gino Recchia before, also showing some freezing drizzle out there. So right along 43 through Manitowoc, Sheboygan, some patches of light snow, freezing drizzle. That lull here along 41, but a little bit more on the way from the north and west. Now, any additional accumulation out of this going to be light, but the reason we're seeing some of these school delays this morning is mainly from yesterday and the cleanup that's going on today, because anything that fell yesterday is liquid, is now frozen. I'll get to that in a second, but Skycast, as we go throughout the morning, we're getting rid of any of this light wintry precipitation, and by the time we get into the afternoon, you see here, we're going to start to see a little bit of sunshine, but it's not going to help your temperatures much, nor the wind chills. Here are our temperatures. Everyone back below freezing. 27 Manitowoc, Kewaunee, same with Appleton. So again, it's south of 29. With all that rain yesterday, it's frozen over. And with that little bit of freezing drizzle, also some slick spots on the roads. Look at these wind chills back to 15 degrees, Oconto, Manitowoc, same with Oshkosh. So it feels chilly with the blustery winds, but eventually things do improve with the precipitation as the day goes on, as we get rid of that low pressure. So here's the wider view on Skycast. There's that light wintry mix moving on out as the morning goes on here. We're going to have a quiet afternoon besides the blustery winds. Tonight it's going to get kind of chilly, but staying quiet, just clouds on the increase late. And then for tomorrow, a lot less wind. But today, not the case. Blustery out there with any morning mix going to come to an end. High of 30 degrees. Salt working okay this morning. As far as tonight is concerned, 8 degrees, increase in clouds, but we'll keep it quiet. And then for tomorrow, here's our key. Less wind. It will feel all right, even though we're going to be 25 degrees. And 25, by the way, after what we've been through, I don't think is that bad. And neither is this unless you love winter. Look at Friday, 44 degrees, then just small chance of a little light precipitation Saturday and Monday, but even 40 on Saturday. So let's get through these next couple of days. We'll warm it back up. We'll do even more melting. But this morning with those school delays, probably the leftovers and cleanup from yesterday.
Yeah, you're going to have to take it slow for sure. Yes. All right, up next on the chopping block, see if the Bucks still got the job done on their home floor just hours after a big shakeup with the head coach. Stay with us.
And now, NBC 26 Sports with Kelly Price.
Good morning. I'm sure you've seen this by now. Bucks head coach Jason Kidd has been fired in his 4th season in Milwaukee, but the Bucks front office is still trying to figure out what comes next in this aftermath.
We made this decision relatively quickly. Why now? At the end of the day, we believe this gives our team the best opportunity to have the most success this season, the success that we expect, and going forward long term. And so you have short windows in the NBA to build towards contention and actually contend, and we didn't want to waste time in putting our team in the best position to do that. This is not something that was premeditated or really in the balance for most of the season. We just felt like we've got to a point in the season where this team could do more and could perform at a different level in a different way. look for a kind of a fresh approach and different voice and leadership for the team.
Bucks were 23-22 on the season before last night's game, and Milwaukee's front office felt the 44-year-old was underachieving with talent like Giannis Antetokounmpo on his team. Kids' record at the helm in Milwaukee will remain under 500 with 139 wins, 152 losses. The Bucks made it to the first round of the NBA playoffs in the 2014-15 and 2016-17 seasons. In the locker room before last night's game, Bucks were surprised to learn about their coach's fate.
It's unfortunate. He helped me kind of establish myself in the league as a player and gave me the opportunity to play. So, we're going to miss him, especially his presence and his basketball mind, and wish the best for him. Nah, I don't think anybody saw it coming, but that's the league. That's how it is. It's up to us to kind of bond together, the staff and the players to kind of do this for him and, play hard and keep winning. I haven't spoke to him, kind of want to, let things kind of die down a little bit before you kind of send your messages of thanks and praise, and, that's what we'll probably do tomorrow and, go from there.
In the meantime, Bucks assistant coach Joe Prunty taking over as interim head coach for the rest of the season. Tied 53 apiece at the half, we go to the third quarter. Eric Bledsoe facing off against his former team gets a steal in the and one for a 56-53 advantage. Later, Bucks trying to grow that lead. Bledsoe to Malcolm Brogdon, drives, gets two. 67-60, Brogdon had a career-high 32 points last night. In the fourth, it's close at 101-100, but that's when you give it to Chris Middleton money, and they want to give up the lead. On a long day for the organization, the Bucks are victorious, 109-105. Well, that's all I've got for sports for you this morning. Have a great day.
All right, thanks, Kelly. We'll take another break, but before that, let's take a live look outside on your Green Bay Tower Cam. You're watching NBC 26 today. The time is 5:54. Stay with us. All right, thanks for being with us this morning. We have almost 24 school delays rolling through this morning.
And it's not really about what's going on right now, though there's a minor impact from it. It's from yesterday and all the cleanup going on with that because our temperatures went back below freezing, but we're not quite done with the wintry precipitation. Now, this is showing up as all snow, but I've been outside. I do see that there's some freezing drizzle in there as well. And you see it slowly working its way off to the south and east. And here's a look a little bit farther north through Shawano County, parts of Menominee County, going right along 29 and 141. That's one more batch of some light snow and some light freezing drizzle. Just a little bit more of a mess to clean up. So Skycast showing this last batch of precipitation starting to work its way on out of here. But by the time we get into the afternoon, the sun should start to peek on out, though it is going to be quite blustery. So that liquid, and a lot of you saw that rain yesterday, anything that was on the ground has now frozen over. You see our temperature 27 Appleton, Green Bay, same with Kewanee. So the cleanup continues. The salt is working okay, but there's a lot of ice to clean up out there.
All right, stay safe out there. We have another full hour of news. Stay with us.